three AI models. One big question: can an affordable open challenger from China, Kimi K3, beat the two best models on the market, Claude Fable 5 and GPT 5.6 Sol? It's 2026, and this fight is a lot closer than anyone expected. Real numbers only, benchmarks, coding, and price. Let's understand. First, meet the three. Claude Fable 5 is Anthropic's flagship and today's benchmark leader. GPT 5.6 Sol is OpenAI's newest, fast, polished, and just behind the frontrunner. And Kimi K3 is the underdog from Moonshot. It's open weight, which means you can download it and run it yourself. It's huge, 2.8 trillion parameters, and it costs a fraction of the others. So let's start with raw intelligence. On the Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, Fable 5 leads with 59.9. Sol is right behind at 58.9. And Kimi K3, 57.1. Now look at how small that gap is. Less than 3 points separate the frontrunner from an open model you can run at home. Kimi is the first open model ever to get this close. Next, coding, the test that actually pays the bills. And here it splits. For deep, careful software work, Fable 5 is the king. It scores around 80% on the toughest coding benchmark, the best of any model you can actually use. But Kimi fights back hard. On the front-end arena, where people vote on real interfaces, Kimi actually wins, beating both Fable and Sol. And on terminal tasks, it ties Sol almost exactly. Fable for the hardest jobs, Kimi for front-end and value. Now the knockout round on price. Here's what 1 million tokens in and 1 million out actually costs you. Fable 5, $10 in, $50 out. Sol 5 in, 30 out. And Kimi K3, just $3 in and 15 out. Read that again. Kimi is more than 3 times cheaper than Fable, for a score less than 3 points behind. For anyone paying the bill, that's not a small gap. That's the whole decision. But price isn't everything. What else do you get? All three can read about 1 million tokens at once. That's an entire code base in a single prompt. But a Kimi has one thing the others don't. It's open. The weights are public. You can host it on your own machines, keep your data in-house, and never pay per token again. Fable and Sol give you polish and support. Kimi gives you freedom if you've got the team to run it. So here's the whole scorecard on one screen. Smartest overall, Fable 5. Best deep coder, also Fable. Best front end and best value, Kimi K3. And the fastest, most polished all-rounder, Sol, sitting right in the middle. 3 strong models, 3 different winners. The gap between them has never been this thin. So can Kimi K3 beat them? Here's the honest answer. On pure smarts, no, Fable 5 still wins, with Sol close behind. But Kimi doesn't have to win, it just has to be almost as good for a third of the price. And it is. Building serious software all day? Pay for Fable. Want fast and easy? Go with Sol. But if cost matters, or you want to own your stack, Kimi just made the frontier affordable. So, which one would you pick? Write it in the comments. That's it for today's video of Kernelcast. Stay tuned for more.